You're listening to Let's Get Surety. Let me hear your bonding talk with Kat Shamapande.
Hey everyone, it's Kat Shamapande here with Let's Get Surety. And today we're going to be talking or taking a look at the SBA and what they're doing to help construction businesses from a bonding assistance perspective. On the call with me today, or on the episode with me today, I have my co-host, Mark McCallum. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Kat. Always a pleasure to be here.
And we also have with us as a guest, Peter Gibbs, is Director of the Office of Surety Guarantees, or OSG, at the U.S. Small Business Administration. Hey, Peter, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Really excited to have you on the call. Well, I think it would be great to start off with just if you could give us a little background or history or overview of the SBA program and the bonding assistance.
Okay, I'd love to. Well, first off, let me say that I really appreciate the partnership that we have with the NASBP. You guys have been very, very supportive in what we do, and without the members from NASBP, our program wouldn't be what it is today. So we've been around for 50 years this year, believe it or not, and our program was started to help small businesses who are having difficulties getting bonding. And how does that work? We guarantee now 80 to 90% of a bond, and we partner with surety companies and surety agents to make it work. The maximum contract amount that we do, we can go up to $10 million if it's a federal contract and 6.5 on a regular contract. We also have something called a quick app for contracts that's $400,000 and below. So that's a brief history of our program.
Peter, that is very helpful. And I know you're very focused on what I call nascent contractors, or ones that may be having difficulty in the standard market. And so your program may be the first stop for them on their journey to achieve surety credit. And you work with a lot of our members to position those contractors. You've made a lot of improvements to the program over the years, and probably in the last 5 years, really added a great deal in terms of enhancements, both from the contractor who's thinking about using the program, as well as the companies and the bond producers. Can you kind of go through some of the recent, benefits and changes that you've made to the program?
Sure. So let me just address my philosophy and just changing the mindset of my staff when I got here into this program about 17 years ago. And number one, I'm a firm believer in customer service, and I also I'm a strong believer in information technology. And I know that time is very, very important to business people in general. So my focus has always been to be able to service the community in a timely manner without increasing the risk to the federal government. So we went, and I'll just, compare, 10, 15 years ago, it was taking us, about 10 days to process an application. And now we do it. The application cycle time is less than 2 days. And if it's a quick bond for the $400,000 that I mentioned earlier, that can be done in minutes. As far as technology, we're probably one of the only federal programs where everything, 100% of the application is done online. Information is uploaded to our system, and we make decisions, and we're not, even though we have offices in Denver, Seattle, and DC, we really focus on the demands of the customer. So if for whatever reason we have a large number of applications in the Seattle area, just by the click of a button, I can have underwriters in DC and Denver helping that office so that it does not create a large backlog. One of the most recent things that we've done, and I think it's probably the first time in the history of the program, is we wanted to know what the industry and our customers, our shareholders, our stakeholders, what were their thoughts on the program and any suggestions that they had to improve the program. So it's called an ANPRM, Advanced Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, where it allowed the public to make suggestions on how we can become better. As a result of that, we are already starting to make some changes. I don't want to get into too much details, but I can tell you that in the next couple months, we're going to be announcing everything that we've adopted. But just to give you a general idea, we're gonna look at different types of bonds that we haven't looked at in the past. We're going to one of the, and I'll talk about this one in detail. If we can go up to $10 million on a bond, if it's a federal contract, but the contracting officer has to sign a certification for that small business. I don't think that has worked. So we're trying to eliminate that out of the regs.
That's
I'm
really
very,
great.
very excited about the future. I think that the agents, the surety companies, and most importantly, the small businesses are really, really going to like the changes that we're going to be making in the next few months.
Peter, that's exciting. And I know I can honestly say that over the years, it's been a wonderful partnership with the SBA, and you have always been very open to receiving feedback about the program and have made a number of beneficial changes as a result of feedback from the surety industry. One of that was streamlining your application process. And as you mentioned, you've moved towards an online process. And I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you also now allow electronic signatures on the forms.
Yes. And we're working on a notice that is going to be coming out on the electronic signature. So yes, we have accepted facsimile of a the contract between SBA and the surety company is a SBA form 990. So that's the most important form to us, and we have accepted them signing that and faxing it or uploading it into SBA system. But we're going to take it one step further in the notice that we're going to be putting out in the future, where it's an actual electronic signature that we are going to accept. As you can imagine, these are some of the things that I'm telling you about. We planned on making these changes much sooner, but SBA has been just a little busy putting out, over $500 billion in loans. So we're in the back burner right now to get these things done, and the office that deals with those loans the Office of Surety Guarantees is an office within the Office of Cap Access. So, we're happy to delay what we're doing to help, small businesses. And I'll, without getting too much into the PPP, I'm so happy to say that in the first round of the PPP, the leading industry to receiving assistance from the federal government was the construction industry. That made me kind of happy.
That's right. Well, Peter, I think you were a little omniscient about this current crisis, because even before it happened, way before, you reduced the fees to access the program, albeit on a temporary basis. But that's certainly an important factor for small businesses who want to access the program, that they don't have a higher fee burden. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Right. So it took me 7 years to get those fees reduced. So the program is going through what's called a program evaluation. One of the things that the new administration has done is they've spent money on evaluating programs and, getting a deeper understanding of why we do what we do. And I welcome the evaluation, because I wanted to have an independent opinion on what we do. Even though we've been extremely successful as far as, when you look at the 50 years as a program, our default rate, I think, is less than 5%.
Wow.
And program losses is around 1%. But in spite of that, the leaders at SBA, I don't want to say the leaders, I'll say that the individuals who have input into us reducing the fees, it took them a while to say yes. So the evaluation was critical in them looking at our fees and allowing us to reduce the fees on a temporary basis. The evaluation is going to be completed soon, and my goal and objective is to reduce the fees. I don't want to say reduce it permanently. I would say reduce it because I think it's pretty clear in the regulation that we should adjust the fees based on the performance of the program. And the program has been so successful, if we can reduce it further than what it is, that's what I want to do.
That's terrific. Plus, I know it wasn't a factor at the time, but with the economy taking the turn that it has, the timing couldn't be better for that reduction in fees. And let's hope that's something that can continue into the future.
Yep.
Peter, in terms of, we haven't really characterized and there's probably no typical business, but in terms of business size and the size of bonds that you would generally support there in the program, can you give us some flavor for that?
Sure. Demographics of the companies that we deal with is all over the board. We've attempted several times so that's a pretty common question that we get from people when we go out and speak about the programs. Like, what's a typical SBA client, right? All I can tell you is the average bond that we do is about $560,000, even though we can go up to $10 million. As far as any other demographics, like I said, there's nothing. It changes yearly. We have a very diversified clientele that participate in our program, from veterans to 8A firms to hub zone firms, to very small businesses, and to businesses. The size standards go up to like 37 million. 3-year average of 37 million. I believe that's what it is. In my 17 years in this program, we may have had one company that came close to that, but we've never not support a company because of them exceeding the size standard. So we truly assist small businesses through the SBG program.
Well, and that's why this program is so important, at least in the construction industry, because in the industry, the predominant number of companies there would qualify as small businesses, and this is another resource for them to be successful. One of the things that I think is a misnomer out there is that somehow this program is only for those construction businesses pursuing federal work, but really your mandate is much broader than that, isn't it?
Absolutely. Any contract that requires a surety bond can go through our program. I would say about 80% of what we do is construction, but we also see landscapers. We see some security firms, commercial cleaning. We see some manufacturing companies. Any contract that requires a bond can come through our program. But let me just say, like, one of the differences, like, between the standard market and utilizing our product. We help companies. Let's say, for example, the standard market. On $1 million contract, they would want 10% working capital, liquid cash, right? So they would need $100,000 in cash in the bank. But SBA, because we're partnering with these surety companies, and we're doing 80 to 90%, we guarantee 80 to 90% of the bond. We said we're okay with 5%, right? So we help the company by reducing the working capital requirement from 10% to 5%.
I'm sure that makes a big difference right off the bat.
Right. And then the other thing is, in the standard market, they look at, it has to be liquid cash. They won't look at if the company has a business line of credit. From working at SBA for 32 years in different parts of SBA, I can tell you that many companies don't have cash, but they have a business line of credit. So we will reduce it to 5%, and if the company has a business line of credit, the unused portion of that business line of credit can go towards that 5%. So needless to say, we have many, many companies who may not have much cash in the bank, and they're still getting bonded. And like I said earlier, the results of the program speaks for itself. You would think that in situations like that, we'd have a lot of defaults, but we just don't. And I would say, why don't we have those defaults? Is because of, we believe that we have the best partners in the world, and many of them are you guys members. And the agents, when I go to their offices, the NASBP agents, they are the agents who roll their sleeves up and get involved with these companies, giving them all kinds of advice. And, I'm amazed at the success stories when I visit agents around the country.
Well, I know a lot of our members, our producer members, are very proud of helping small businesses achieve bonding, and that they are very happy to be able to use this program as a means to do that. Now, Peter, I know that there are kind of two sides to the program. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about both both programs that fall under your auspices?
Sure. So we have a Plan A or prior approval, and then we have a Plan B or preferred program. The simple difference is every application that a Plan A participant does is approved by SBA before the bond is issued. We have about 6 preferred companies or Plan B, and they can issue the bond, but they have to let us know their activity within, I think, 5 days. They need to let us know that they have issued a bond, and we go out. We conduct examinations of the preferred companies, every couple of years. We send out a couple of people to that office, and we're just making sure that they are, providing bonding to businesses that meets the rules and regs of SBA. The Plan B, the Plan A or prior approval, most of the time the surety company empowers an agent, and the agent gets a username and password, and they submit the application and all the supporting documents to SBA, and then one of our underwriting office reviews everything, and then they I don't like to say re-underwrite because the strategy of SBA is that we partner with industries, and the industry is really the expert. Like we, in our loan division, we deal with banks, and the banks are the experts. And in the surety bond program, the agents and the surety companies are the experts. And so we just do, I would say, more of a compliance review. And we may look at, just double check certain things that the agent does, but we really rely on our partners to do the right thing.
Okay. And in terms of the Plan B, how does that work?
So the Plan B, they make decisions without getting approval from us, but they have a certain number of days to let us know that they bonded, company A at how much, and then we can audit or examine these companies every couple of years.
That's great.
Yeah.
I know that you've had an increase in the numbers of sureties that participate in both plans. How many sureties now currently participate in the SBA program?
Oh man, I'm so that's one of the I would say biggest accomplishments, because the more companies that we have to help small businesses, I think the more successful we are. So we have a total of 43 surety companies right now, and we have about 450 agents who are active in the program.
That's terrific.
Wow. Now, with the economy where it is now, Peter, would you envision that the need for the program is going to be even more so in the near future?
I think so, and I've been getting some calls. I think for several years the market's been soft, and we've had tremendous results even in a soft market. But I'm hearing some rumblings out there that our program is going to be utilized more, and we're ready for it. We have a strong team. We get appropriated $6 billion annually for this program, and the last 2 years is the most that this program have ever, as far as activity. We've done close to $2 billion, and that's in final bonds. So, there's a big difference between $2 billion and $6 billion. So we're ready
Right.
to increase activity.
Well, I imagine you're getting the administrator's attention with your success and the anticipated need for contractors out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good for us. I'm a competitive guy, so my mission has always been to compete with the loan program. So we've come a long way to where we are today. And again, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to NASBP, but this wouldn't be possible if we, whenever I went out there and I spoke to these agents and, participating in you guys' annual conference, if I didn't get them to buy into what we were doing, there's no way we would have accomplished the things that we've done the last several years.
Wow. So if I'm a small business and I am looking to contact a producer who might work through this program, how would I find that information?
You just go to our web. We have a web page, and we have authorized agents, and the web page is www.sba.gov/surety, or just do a search for SBA, surety bond program, and it'll take you to our page. And then you can see, you can see agents in your area, or you can see, we have agents who have a national presence. You can find them that way. We're pretty easy to find.
Great. And if I'm a surety company and I'm thinking about participating in the program, whom should I contact?
Yeah, I would love for them to contact me. And my email is pretty simple. It's peter.gibbs@sba.gov. And, so if you're a new surety company with SBA, what we do is there's an application process. It takes about a couple of weeks. And once you're accepted, I send out 2 of my staff members, and if I'm available, I might go along. We go out to the site of the surety company, and we get a real in-depth training about how the program operates, how the system operates, and then the surety company is now ready to participate after that training. As far as agents are concerned, we offer training, I think, twice a month. I have marketing folks, and they conduct these trainings. So you can always, every couple of weeks, there's some training as far for agents, so they can, never lose their skills on how to navigate our system.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, Peter, you've given us such insightful information. This is going to be critical information in the coming weeks and months. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for taking time to share with us today, Peter.
Well, thanks, Kat, for making this happen.
You've been listening to Let's Get Surety, brought to you by the National Association of Surety Bond Producers. For more information about the NASBP and its members, visit nasbp.org.